Hi, welcome to Pictures, Noise and Words. I'm Hedgy.
I'm Paz.
And just for a second, I forgot who I was. There was a little pause then as I said that I detected. I don't know if anyone else did, but I kind of went, hi. What do I say next? This is Crystal Lake. We did a Crystal Lake video a couple of weeks ago, as I'm sure you remember, off the album Helix. This is a song called Omega, and it's off this album called True North, which is older. It's 2016 published according to this. And we're doing this because we did the other song, the name of which is I cannot grasp. What was that other song called? Anyway, we did one a couple of weeks ago, and we both liked it. It was really quite sort of an extreme thing, as things from Japan can sometimes be. And it was kind of unique and interesting, but the song, it was like there should have been more of it. It was like you almost thought that when that song ended, another one should have started without any gap. So it felt like one more song because the song kind of dismantled itself at the end and just stopped. And it was kind of an odd thing, but very impressive. And then got a ton of requests to do more Crystal Lake, and here we are. Basically, that's the story. It's a very good story, wasn't it? So yeah, this is Omega. That I've not seen it, not heard it. I still haven't heard Crystal Lake's album Helix that we did, even though I was quite
got over 1 million views.
Quite interested in it. But this song, yeah, it's a couple of years old now, over 1 million views. Just see what we get. I mean, it might be different because I don't think it's going to be, but obviously Helix album is brand new, and so that one we heard was brand new, so they could have altered themselves a little bit from when this was, but as it's been requested so much, I suspect it's going to be the same. Wise words, me.
Sorted past, the present, the future. It's all so defined. Destroy, rebuild, the past, the present, the future. The past, the present, the future. It's all self-defined.
Nice.
Give that drummer a Mars bar because he deserves it. That was. I'm just going to look up very quickly what because I want to reference it and I keep forgetting what the damn song was called, the last Crystal Lake one. So amuse yourselves for a second while I not like that. Stop doing that. While I look up what it was called. God damn it! It would have been easier if I'd done a search instead of doing it this way. Because Eon, that's what it was called. Eon. We did it right at the beginning of December. Wow, I would not have said it was that long ago. They based on those two songs. So that one that we just played, Omega from 2016, and then you got Eon, which is brand new. They've clearly, just based on those two songs, evolved into something else, because that was a much more straightforward song than Eon. It was much just, in the core, in its metalcore genre, whereas Eon was like the future brought, kind of the future of extreme metal kind of dragged back to present day kind of thing. So they've, but I'm only basing it on two songs, of course, but that was, a much more standard, structured in a more standard way, and also, less surprising, shall we say. Whereas Eon was like this, it was science fiction, basically, the way they'd done that song. So, I mean, that song we've just heard, powerful stuff.
Yeah, there's some tasty breakdowns in it as well, mixed it up really well.
Musically, love that kind of thing. I still struggle with metalcore voices because to me they're more shouty than singy.
But we've discussed recently about different types of growls. His again was processed.
Yeah.
But I think it was much. They spent more time on it and more subtly done than the one we've just done, which was.
Oh, thanks.
If we just done,
which was the other one, Shadow of Intent. Yes.
It seemed better. It seemed more listenable than that one. So I think he's got quite a good voice actually for his shouting. Guitar wise, it was an interesting production on the guitars, because they're obviously using 8-string guitars. So, and the problem is when you're using really thick strings and you've got tons of distortion on which they have, you tend to lose the clarity of what notes they play, and it tends to be more of a scratch. So if you're actually listening to that properly, when they go like that, it's just like a more than actual. You can hear the notes,
right?
And I think it's probably not Crystal Lake.
So should they've just got a 6-string guitar and down tuned it?
No,
because I don't know what I'm talking about.
No, it's just a taste thing in the guitar, and perhaps have a little bit less distortion on it, so the notes actually come through a little better. When you could hear, I think the production was pretty fine. It's just maybe I'm just being a bit picky because it's very difficult to get clarity on 8 or 9-string guitars.
Yeah.
Having one at home, it's very
9.
Can't get 9-string guitars.
Well, I've seen people playing ridiculous guitars with just lots of strings on them. I went through a phase on this channel of counting the strings on people's guitars and saying this is probably going to be prog rock because that guy's got like 7-8 strings on his guitar, you know.
It didn't take anything away from what they were playing, but for me, the clarity loses a bit if you've got too much distortion on it, on an 8-string guitar, and it felt like at times it sounded more like a scratch than proper notes.
Okay. On the whole metalcore thing, back in when we used to review albums for the that magazine, 2007-ish,
5, 6,
5, 6, 7 kind of time. I don't know about you, but I got sent metalcore album after metalcore album, and they all sounded the same. And then every now and again you would get one, and I just didn't want to review them anymore. You know, it was just, oh God, I've been shouted at enough today, you know, kind of thing. And then every now and again there would come one that it was still a metalcore album, but it had done something to lift itself out of this sea of metalcore that was around. And metalcore then kind of died, I think, about 2007. Don't quote me exactly on this, and I'm sure people will argue with me. And metal moved, and I think that those bands that made those albums then that were the shining examples of what was good had done this thing differently, and basically metalcore evolved. And I think it's coming back, but in a new guise because metalcore wasn't super polished in 2005, 2006, in my humble opinion. It all tended to sound the same, and it wasn't, I'm not saying it was easy to play, but you didn't go, wow, that sounds technical or whatever. And I think metalcore's coming back, but under this kind of new super polished guise, where it's been
it was
processed.
Old school metalcore was very DIY.
Yeah.
Very angry, and it had a
and black metal did the same thing. You know, when black metal came out, it was unlistenable because it was literally made to be unlistenable. It was, you know, you could get it on a cassette, and it would just sound like a muffled rumble of noise, and then of course someone realised you could make money out of it and started polishing it up, and so now you've got black metal that's like super produced. And I don't know, this is just like a theory off the top of my head that I've thought of now while literally live out of my head, so this is just a stream of consciousness thing, but I think metalcore's coming back in a different guise, and it's just evolved like stuff does, the good stuff, into super polished.
So I was never a big
metalcore
fan.
Yep.
But I'd much rather listen to Crystal Lake, what we've just seen there, than old school hardcore. Yeah, because I got sent quite a lot of hardcore.
Because without sounding like an old fuddy-duddy, which I might do, a lot of it was just noise.
I never remember being angry either. So.
Yeah. Well, life's been too easy for me to be angry.
But I think bands like Crystal Lake, and in that song, they break it up.
It's evolved,
like I said at the
into
start,
something.
There was a couple of nice breakdowns there. So there's a little bit more
light and shade.
Yeah, for want of a better term. Yeah,
or time to at least go.
Yeah. I don't want to say they put more thought into it. I think the arrangements are more interesting from what I can recall of the old school.
So I can see why Crystal Lake are popular, because if you like that core sound, but you want it to be cutting edge and polished rather than listening to some muddy noise, then it's perfect, isn't it? It's bang up to date, and it sounds great. The production sounds great on it. Your 8-string guitar comments aside, you know. Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of, this one's turned into a real serious discussion instead of, ooh, that was good, wasn't it? Yeah. But I think that's why people watch this, us though.
Because we don't go, oh,
because we don't go, oh, it's great, and then we just start discussing it like grown-ups.
But maybe a few years ago when Devin Townsend released anything, I'd have gone,
Oh, it's great.
Yeah.
I still have a bit of that.
Yeah.
Everyone has their favourite band that even when I've got their new stuff, that ain't no good. That you just you will forgive them for doing bad things sometimes, that because you're just so biased, because you love it so much. But we go into review mode when we do these, I think, and so therefore, even if I don't like something, I will try and see, is it any good, and I just don't like it, or whatever, So I go into reviewer mode. But Crystal Lake, another one. That's probably the last Crystal Lake for a long time, because I don't want to turn into a Crystal Lake fanboy and do them. I'm just saying that because I'll probably get lots of requests. Oh no, do this one, because they're very popular. So anyway, good. Are we done? Yeah, we're done. We've dismantled that one. See you soon.
See you now. Bye.